Hey guys. We are actually heading to the post office because my hair that I cut the other day ended up selling. So we're on our way to go mail it. So we went to the post office today to mail my hair because it's sold, and number one, I'm so super glad that I decided to list it, because if you guys remember, I cut my hair back November 8th, I think is whenever it was, and today is January 4th, and my hair sold. I didn't list it until I think December 8th or so, and I actually had it all packaged up, ready to go. I was going to donate it to, oh my gosh, there's a bee. Oh, hi, friend. Don't land on me and hurt me. No. Oh my gosh. I don't know. That bee was wild, dude. I think it's like borderline, like still in hibernation mode. I don't know what they do, but like you could tell it was having a little bit of a trouble there. Anyway, I'm sure it's hungry too, because probably can't find anything since it got so cold. Anyway, telling y'all about my hair. So I cut it on November 8th. I had it packaged up. I was going to donate it to I don't even remember which one. It was either Wigs for Kids or either Locks of Love. I can't remember which one. But I had the paper. I didn't actually print it, but I did have it like saved on my phone so that I could print it off and take it. The only thing I had to do was just take it to the place and mail it, right? But somehow between the time that I packaged that up and I was actually, had the intention of donating it and the time that I actually was going to leave to do it, I somehow ran across something where someone had sold their hair, and it was like, oh, you can sell your hair after you cut it. And I was like, no fucking way, dude. Let me see if I can do that first, right? Like, let me just see if I can sell the hair. I listed it for $1,200. Now, on what it told you, like, because you could enter in your specs and see like what you might be able to get for it, like what was a popular price or whatever. And so whenever I did that, it told me about $350 was like a good amount to list it for. But I was like, fuck that. I'm going to do it for $1,200 and just see what happens, right? And what I did was, I think about every other day, I went in and I would lower it like maybe $50 at a time. I might have done it every day at first. I really can't remember because, like I said, it's been about a month ago that I listed it. Sometime around Christmas, I had lowered the price to $600. I haven't checked it since then. I haven't been on there. Literally, I didn't go back on there. By the way, it's 70 out all of a sudden. I don't know if I told y'all that or not, but I have a tank top and stuff on because it's like super nice out. So I hadn't checked it again since, gosh, like I said, it had to be maybe like the 22nd or maybe the 23rd. And that was the last time I checked it. And then yesterday, which was the 3rd, I received a message from somebody asking if it was still available, and they asked a few details about it, just clarifying things. And of course, I was like so excited to message them back, and they ended up making an offer for $550. I had it listed for $600 at that point. That's how much I had lowered it over the time. So of course I was like, yeah, sure. And so they immediately sent me the money. And so the deal with, I'm going to actually list this place for y'all too. So it's called Hair Salon. I'll link it for y'all. So there will be a link below for y'all if you're interested. There is a $20 listing fee, and then that's the only thing you have to pay. I did have to pay to actually ship it, and the person requested that I do 2-day priority with tracking. Pretty much it was a $520 profit before taxes are taken out. So there were some other websites I had checked out to potentially sell it on, and they were where you could sell kind of anything off of your body. So that's why I went with the website that I went on, because they are known to sell hair for wig makers, and also apparently there are doll makers who use actual human hair as well. It was a really good experience. Like I said, I ended up making profit of $550 or $520 profit after shipping and listing fees. So I say do it for real. Oh, and one other thing too, if you are going to do it, and if the sole purpose of you cutting your hair is to actually sell it, I've heard that if you will like take pictures of your hair before you cut it and don't cut it until you have a buyer, I've heard that that is a way to make even more money from it. Obviously I didn't go that route, but apparently that is common for you to be able to make more money if you actually cut it when they pay you, basically. So I don't know. Anyways, I think our Connect is here. We're gonna go look and see. Come here. It's here. connect this here. So I'm going to cut this short. I wanted to share a couple tips for y'all in case you are thinking about selling your hair. So number one, I think I already mentioned this, but if you're thinking of selling your hair and you're not dead set on cutting it quite yet, go ahead and take pictures of your hair and list it before you cut it. And then that way, you know, you can get more money for it. So I didn't know that was an option because, you know, I didn't even think about I didn't think about selling my hair until after I cut it. So I didn't have that opportunity to cut it after I list it, but that's the first tip. That's the way to get more money. So the other thing you want to do is measure your hair in all the ways that you can. So I mean around, like the thickness of it around, and then also the length that you're willing to cut or that you have cut. If you have a way to weigh your hair, so if you have kitchen scales, put your hair in a Ziploc bag and weigh it. I had garden scales, so that was something I could do. You just need to do it in grams or ounces. So most kitchen scales will do grams and ounces both. So that's not imperative, but just the more information you have, the better. Another tip I have is take pictures of your hair inside in like regular, just sunlight near a window. Also take a picture outside if your hair picks up like a bunch of colors like mine does, and that way you can highlight those features. I think a lot of people, you know, obviously they could buy hair and dye it if they wanted to, but I think seeing the natural highlights and the things that you do have that maybe sets your hair apart is really important, and I think that could help you make a sale. So definitely do that. Another tip is, like I had told you, I started higher than what I felt like was reasonable, honestly, but I say start your price a little high, and then, you know, you can edit it as many times as you want. So definitely start high and just see what happens. Oh yeah, and in your description of your hair, I'm gonna actually see if mine is still where I can take a screenshot of it and show it to y'all. But in your description, list off anything that you've done. So how often do you wash your hair? How often do you use heat on your hair? So do you hair dry it? Do you let it dry naturally? Do you use styling products? What kind of shampoos and stuff? Have you colored it? You know, anything at all that would be a potentially, you know, important for someone who's using your hair, right? But I would say for me, I think the biggest things that I had seen some people do that I actually did too is some people were listing things off like special things that set them apart. Like I saw one person saying that they had a non-toxic home, and like they, you know, they don't put toxin stuff in their body, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can actually say that I use, you know, certain things. If you do sell your hair, number one, if you haven't cut it, don't cut it until the payment clears. And if you have cut it and you're waiting to mail it, don't mail it until the money is actually in your bank. So just because you see that a transaction has sent to you through PayPal, wait till it actually hits your, like till you can actually withdraw it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, wait till it hits your bank. Because that was one of the things in the frequently asked questions that I had read about, was wait till you've actually received the money. But I just wanted to echo it here because that would really suck if you know, thought someone was going to buy it and they said they were, and then you cut your hair, or like, you know, you mailed it and they hadn't paid you yet. I don't know if this was helpful or not. I thought it might be interesting at least just to like learn about it because I didn't know this was an option. And also I realized, gosh, I don't know, recently I realized that I haven't been training. I haven't even been going anywhere at all, basically. Fair being I haven't left the house pretty much, except for to go to the grocery store in over a year. I got busy is what happened. I had a busier year with work and stuff than I normally would, and it just got really, really easy to not go out because I was occupied. And also, you guys know, whenever you're disabled and you have like some time that you're obligated to do something throughout the day, it kind of takes up all your spoons. And so the things that you want to do, especially things outside the house that you want to do, a lot of times just get pushed to the back burner and maybe don't even ever get done. I'm actually really glad that I realized that because number one, I need to get out, like for my own health, right? But also it gives me a thing to be excited to do. But one other thing I want to mention to y'all, so y'all are possibly going to see some content that's out of order coming up soon because even though I've been really having a rough time emotionally and mentally and just not doing well, there was maybe like 3 or 4 weeks before I got down so bad that I had just filmed stuff that I didn't have time to edit yet. Yeah, I think I have a handful of stuff that I can edit and show y'all though that I'm proud of. And definitely I have one thing where we went out and trained at Barnes & Noble the other day that I'm super proud to share with y'all. So all of that's coming up soon. I'm hoping that by me having something to be excited about too, like the fact that I'm excited to go out and train And also it's a new year, so I'm excited to use my new planner. Like, you know, I mean, I know that's like the little things, but it really is the little things like that, you know? All right, guys, so my camera died right in the middle of me talking, so I think this is going to be a good place to end it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.